Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today I've got a little curiosity for you that a few of you have actually recommended that I check out. This is Cliffhorse and it is by the creator of Minecraft, Marcus Persson, aka Notch, who I'm sure many of you have probably heard about by now. I think it is probably not a controversial thing to say. This is a very huge curiosity and a bit of an oddity for a number of reasons, but one of the main ones is that this is the second commercial video game created by this developer, being, the second after Minecraft, which is just the most hilarious thing in the world. This is a really simple, 30-minute game done in Unity, and it's really just a joke, so nobody take this too seriously. There's not really a game here. The idea of Cliffhorse is, this is a horse, and we've got cliffs, and we walk on them, and that is all we really do. It's just a big old box full of terrain, and there's also a ball down here that is made up of the same skin that is actually the horse. It's just mapped to different geometry, which is pretty cool. So we can actually push this around if we want to, and there's not actually any sound in the game. And also, the screen resolution, for whatever reason, seems to be natively mapped to 12 or 1024 by 768, which is not a resolution that anybody does anything in anymore for the most part. Also, it's got a Unity launcher, so it doesn't even let you scale the resolution to what you want, which is just kind of hilarious. But in general, just the fact that this thing even exists is astounding. The second funniest thing, though, is that it's been covered by every major news outlet because Notch made it, which is also hilarious. So, it just goes to show you sometimes who you know and who you are has more to do with where you go than what you've actually created. In this case, it's just funny to me. I'm not saying that I begrudge them or anything. I would have covered it if I was them as well, just because it's a little bit of curious news to post, and people will probably be pretty excited about it, because, who wouldn't be? The Notch made a new game, and it's about a horse, and has no content. And many of you would probably say, well, what about Scrolls? Well, that didn't actually come out. It's still in beta, even though it's been, at least a year, if not two now, since that was initially offered. I still haven't played that, actually, but we're getting off on a bit of a tangent here. Let's get back to the high-octane ball rolling action that is Cliffhorse. So you can actually go ahead and get this right now if you'd like. On the page that is set up for it, it's actually, there's a request that if you want to pick up the game, you can actually donate a Dogecoin to make that download happen. But you're not required to make any kind of donation. You can just go ahead and click on the link, and the game will actually just present itself for download. And that's what I did. I mean, not to say that I don't think he deserves donations for his work on Minecraft, but this is a little bit of a different thing. I'm not sure that I would be comfortable putting much value on this, and that's, not trying to be rude or anything, but this is just more of an experiment and a little funny, art project than an actual game, as I've already sort of said. Now, that being said, though, what kind of things could we add to Cliffhorse that would make it a much better and exciting experience? Well, there's a couple easy ones that come to mind. Number one, we need some clopping. We need some serious, horse hooves on ground action, and we also need some soccer nets. It would be a really simple thing to add, just for even our own sake, to be able to push this ball into something. It would take just a few moments just to give us some kind of a goal to push this thing into. Also, just please let me resize the window too. I mean, I'm sure I could probably figure out a way to redo it if I try to edit a bunch of files, but there was no obvious way. Multiplayer also would be fantastic, and the fact that the horse sticks to the wall on angles like this is also pretty amazing. Let's see if we can break the game a little bit, because I'm surprised I haven't tried that yet. But yeah, so multiplayer would really take the cake for this one. Having some friends that we could play some Cliffhorse soccer, I think that could be a good time. Yeah, this is pretty entertaining right here, whatever's going on with this. Also physics, if we could enable the physics so the horse could maybe fall off the hills, that would be kind of funny too. I mean, I guess in very much the same vein as the Goat Simulator one-note joke, but still, it would get a chuckle, I'm sure, out of me. The fact that we can't jump also is a little sad. I kind of wish I could leap from, cliff tops and maybe fly over the plains for a moment or two. And yeah, it just seems funny that you can't jump. Actually, seems like an obvious thing to add. I'm also not really sure quite how big this terrain map is. It must be quite large, actually. I'm assuming mostly all of this is just created just from an auto-populate thing. You probably set a certain dimension for how big you wanted this terrain to be, and then just let it just go nuts. I don't know, he may have altered the altitudes of things, you know, manually, or maybe just let that also happen automated, and then, you know, all of this grass seems to be sort of arbitrarily strewn about. We've got trees that seem to show up from time to time. We've got various textures. I don't know. It's a cool idea just to let us, like, roam around a big landscape. I actually wouldn't mind if there were a couple of focal points or places that we could go that had something kind of cool going on in them. You know, it honestly wouldn't take very much to make this into something that I would be interested in playing unironically. Which is just sort of a funny thing to say, but, you know, I guess coming from me, not that surprising, most likely. And, you know, give me some more textures, too. I wouldn't mind maybe delineate the mountainous region a little bit more from the grass region, but, you know, very likely that this was all auto-populated, like I said. So it's kind of striking to me how much you can actually create with such little work, and if anything is the message to take away from this, it's like, wow, there's a lot of really cool opportunities in an engine like Unity for people who may not be incredibly inclined. You know, whether this is your first game or you've created Minecraft, there's still room for some creativity and learning, whether you put, you know, an hour or 100 hours into creating something in Unity. So it's definitely an exciting opportunity, something that I look forward to maybe messing around with at some point in my future. As you see that, the trees do a very strange thing. I know we've just kind of dealt with this topic, given that we just played Kid the Cat the other day, and then there was also the banana exploration game prior to that one. It was a little bit earlier than that one. Oh, look at the... Yeah, that was a good run down that hill. But yeah, there's a lot of games that seem to just involve vast landscapes with palm trees and terrain mapping, and I don't know, that's a Unity thing, I guess, hashtag just Unity things. So anyway, I guess that's really about all I have to say on Cliffhorse. It's a ridiculous thing. It's funny that it exists. It's more funny that it exists to do with the surrounding events of it than the actual game itself. But, you know, like I said, it's kind of hard to consider this a proper game, and I think the unexpected thing here is that I did an unironic video about this. I think probably no one was expecting me to take the game seriously and read it at somewhat face value, and that was almost hard to do a little bit, but I did it, and there we go. Oh, look, it's very dark over here. Is there anything up these cliffs? I always want to see if I can find the steepest possible cliff and just go up it and see if... what the limits of my horse hoof terrain acceleration are, and it seems like I can make it up some very steep, if not completely vertical cliffs. So this horse has it going on. Funny that people turn horses into glue, yet they seem like they have glue on the bottom of their hooves. Anyway, that was a little dark, so I will let you go for another day. If you want to go grab Cliffhorse, go check the download link. Link's going to be in the description, as well as my other social media links too. So if you want to find out more about me and or the series, there is plenty more to see. In fact, nearly 800 other episodes, and you can find them all neatly sorted and categorized over at indie-impressions.com, which is my website, and I've got the link in there as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider leaving a like on it. It helps me out a whole bunch, so more people can find out about the series and find out about more weird and surreal and unique and artistic indie games. And please do come back again tomorrow for a new episode. These go up every single day, so I will see you back for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to you later.